Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. If you love learn English through story, you are in the right place. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell, so you never miss a new video. It is free, and it really helps me keep making more content for you. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let's be friends. Part 1. The Unexpected Invitation. It was a sunny Saturday morning, and I was sitting in my room, staring out the window. The birds were singing, and the air was fresh, but I wasn't feeling too great. You see, my English class was coming up, and I was struggling. English had never been easy for me. I always found it hard to understand the rules, and my teacher seemed to move so quickly. As I sat there, my grandmother, who lived with us, knocked on my door. "Tom, are you busy?" she asked, poking her head into my room. "No, Grandma," I replied, sitting up and trying to look busy. "Well, come with me," she said, smiling. "I have got something to show you." I was a bit confused, but I stood up, followed her, and walked down the stairs. Grandma was always full of surprises, and I had no idea what this was about. We went to the kitchen, where she motioned for me to sit down at the table. She set a cup of tea in front of me and smiled. "I have something to tell you," she said, her voice calm and warm. "What is it, Grandma?" She took a deep breath. "I have been thinking, Tom, and I believe I can help you with your English." I was surprised. Grandma didn't know much about school lessons, but she had always been good at teaching me life lessons. "How, Grandma?" "Well, I have a secret," she said, her eyes twinkling. "It's something I have been keeping from you for a while, but I think it is time I share it with you." I leaned forward, eager to know. Grandma looked around, as if making sure no one else could hear. And then she whispered, "When I was young, I was very good at English, but I had to keep it a secret. My family did not approve of me learning English, so I studied in secret." My eyes widened. You were good at English." She nodded, smiling. "Yes, but I did not have the chance to show it back then. Now I want to help you, Tom. I want to teach you the secrets of the English language, just like I learned them." I could not believe it. Grandma, who had always seemed so quiet and gentle, was once a secret English expert. "Are you sure, Grandma?" I asked. "Yes," she said, taking a deep breath. "I have been waiting for the right moment, and today I believe that moment has come." I did not know what to say. I felt excited, nervous, and curious all at once. "Okay, Grandma, I am ready." She smiled. "Good. Tomorrow we will start your first lesson." Part 2. The first lesson. The next day I woke up early. I was so excited about Grandma's lesson, but I was also a bit nervous. I had never thought of Grandma as a teacher, and I wasn't sure how this would go. After breakfast, Grandma called me into the living room. She was sitting in her favorite chair, with a notebook in front of her. "Are you ready for your first lesson, Tom?" she asked, her voice full of excitement. "Yes, Grandma," I said, sitting down next to her. She smiled. "Today we will start with the basics. The most important thing in learning English is understanding words and their meanings. But not just any words, the words that will help you in everyday life." I nodded, curious to see how this would go. "Let's start with some simple words," Grandma said, opening her notebook. "I am going to give you a few words. and you need to tell me what they mean. But here is the twist. You have to explain them in your own words, not just from the dictionary. I was a little nervous, but I agreed. Okay. Grandma said the first word is house. I thought for a moment. A house is a place where people live. It has rooms, a roof, and walls. You sleep, eat, and spend time with your family in a house. Grandma smiled. Very good, Tom. You're off to a great start. I felt a little proud. She continued, next word, friend. I smiled. A friend is someone you trust. They are someone who supports you, spends time with you, and helps you when you need it. Grandma nodded. Perfect. You're already understanding how to explain things in your own words. This is the key to learning any language, making the words your own. I felt more confident now. She gave me more words, and I gave her my explanations. Each time Grandma smiled, and I could see she was proud of me. All right, Tom, she said after a while. Now let's move on to sentences. Can you make a sentence using the word house? I thought for a moment. I live in a small house with my family. Great, Grandma said. Now how about friend? I smiled. My friend Jack always helps me with my homework. She nodded. Perfect. You're getting the hang of this. I felt happy. I was learning, and I wasn't even aware of it. Let's finish the lesson for today with something fun. Grandma said, closing her notebook. I'm going to teach you a little rhyme in English. It's easy, and you can say it whenever you like. She began, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I repeated the rhyme after her, and soon I had it memorized. You did well, Tom, Grandma said. English is all about practicing every day. You'll get better and better with time. I was amazed. In just one lesson, I had learned so much. I couldn't wait for the next one. Thanks, Grandma, I said, feeling proud. She smiled. You're welcome, Tom. We'll keep learning together, one step at a time. Part 3. The Power of Practice. The next few days were full of exciting lessons. Grandma was teaching me new words every day, and I was slowly starting to understand how to use them in sentences. Every day, she would challenge me with new words and phrases, making sure I didn't just memorize them, but truly understood them. One afternoon, Grandma gave me a new lesson. Today, we're going to practice something very important, Tom. She said, it's not just about knowing words. It's about using them in real life. I looked at her, eager to learn. We're going to practice speaking English. Grandma said, I want you to try speaking in English for the rest of the day. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just try. I felt a little nervous. Speaking English outside of class felt much harder than just writing or reading it. But Grandma, what if I make mistakes? She smiled kindly. Everyone makes mistakes, Tom. The important thing is that you keep trying. Mistakes are part of learning. Don't be afraid of them. They help you grow. I nodded, taking a deep breath. Okay, I'll try. The whole day was like a mini adventure. I started using English more, even when I was talking to my parents. At breakfast, I said, "Can I have some toast, please?" instead of just asking for food like usual. At school, I used simple sentences to ask my friends about their homework. What did you do for English class? I asked Jack. He smiled. "You're speaking English now, Tom. Good job." That made me feel proud, but I also felt a bit embarrassed. I still didn't feel confident with my English, but Grandma's words kept coming back to me. Don't worry about mistakes. When I got home that evening, Grandma asked how did it go. I told her everything. It was hard at first. I made a lot of mistakes, but I tried to keep going. I felt good about it, though. She nodded. "That's great, Tom. It's all about practice. The more you speak, the better you'll get." We spent the evening talking about everything I had learned so far. Grandma was so patient and kind. As the days passed, I began feeling more confident. Speaking English felt less scary, and I found myself using new words and phrases in my daily life. But it wasn't just about speaking. Grandma also showed me the power of listening. "Tom, if you really want to learn English, listen to people. Watch movies, listen to music, and read books. Pay attention to how people use words in real conversations." The next time I watched TV, I focused on how the characters spoke. I paid close attention to the words they used and how they sounded. I tried to repeat some of the sentences out loud, and soon, I noticed that my English was sounding more natural. "Look, Grandma," I said one evening, excited. I said a whole sentence in English without thinking too much about it. She smiled, proud of me. "I knew you could do it, Tom. Keep practicing, and you'll continue to improve." Every day, I could feel myself getting better. I wasn't perfect, but I was learning, and that was all that mattered. Part 4. A Special Challenge. By now, I had learned a lot from Grandma. I could speak English more comfortably, and I had started enjoying it. But there was still something missing. I needed a real challenge. One afternoon, Grandma looked at me and said, "Tom, I think you're ready for something special." I was curious. "What is it, Grandma?" She smiled. "Tomorrow, we're going to do something that will test everything you've learned so far. Are you ready?" I nodded eagerly. "I'm ready." The next day, Grandma took me to the local park. I wasn't sure what we were doing, but I could tell she was excited. "Today, I want you to speak only English for the next 2 hours," she said. "Only English?" I asked, feeling a bit nervous. "That's right," she replied. "You can't speak in any other language. I want to see how much you can understand and use in a real conversation." I took a deep breath. It sounded like a big challenge, but I trusted Grandma. We sat down on a bench by the pond, and Grandma started talking to me. "What do you like most about school, Tom?" I thought for a moment and then answered, "I like the science lessons. We learn about animals and plants. I find it interesting." Grandma smiled. "Very good, you're doing great. Now tell me, what is your favorite book?" I thought again. My favorite book is Harry Potter. I like the magic and adventure in it. Grandma nodded. "Nice, now let's talk about something else. What would you do if you could visit any country in the world?" I was starting to feel more confident. "I would visit Japan. I think the culture there is fascinating, and I'd love to try the food." Grandma smiled widely. "You're doing wonderfully, Tom. You've come a long way." The next hour passed quickly, and I realized that speaking only in English wasn't as hard as I thought. Of course, I still made mistakes, but Grandma didn't mind. After our conversation, Grandma said, "Well done, Tom. You've passed the challenge. I was relieved and proud. Thanks, Grandma. That was tough, but I feel good about it. She patted me on the back. It wasn't meant to be easy, Tom, but you've proven to yourself how much you've learned. I felt a sense of accomplishment. It was amazing how much progress I had made. And the best part was, I had Grandma by my side the whole time, helping me along the way. Now, Tom, she said, don't stop practicing. Keep learning every day. English is a tool you can use to explore the world. The more you know, the more you can do. I nodded, feeling inspired. I won't stop, Grandma. I'll keep practicing. Part 5, the final lesson. As the weeks passed, I became more comfortable with English. I could understand it better, speak it more confidently, and even write simple sentences without much effort. But I knew I was not done yet. I still had a lot to learn, and Grandma seemed to know exactly how to guide me. One evening, as we sat together on the porch, Grandma looked at me and said, "Tom, I think it is time for our final lesson." I was surprised. Final lesson? Does that mean no more lessons? She chuckled softly. No, it does not mean that. It means that you have reached a point where you can learn on your own. I have taught you the basics, but now you have to continue exploring by yourself. I did not fully understand, but I still don't know everything. There is so much more to learn. Grandma smiled warmly. Of course, Tom, and you will keep learning, but learning isn't just about following lessons. It's about curiosity, practice, and discovering new things on your own. That is your final lesson. To be curious, to never stop exploring. Her words made sense, but I was not sure if I was ready to stop having lessons with her. But Grandma, I said, I still want to learn more from you. She placed a hand on my shoulder. You have learned so much already. I will always be here if you need help, but I know you can continue on your own. You have the skills now. I felt a little nervous about learning without her guidance, but at the same time, I knew she was right. I had come so far, and it was time to take the next step. You have done wonderfully, Tom, Grandma said. Now remember this, English is not just a language. It's a bridge to new ideas, new people, and new experiences. Use it to connect with the world around you. The more you know, the more you can achieve. I thought about her words as I sat there in silence. I will, Grandma, I said finally. I will keep learning, and I will always remember what you have taught me. Grandma smiled and nodded. That's all I ask. The next day, I woke up feeling different. I felt like a new person, someone who could speak a new language and who had the tools to keep learning. The world seemed bigger, and I felt ready to explore it. From that day on, I kept practicing English. I watched movies in English, listened to music, read books, and even started writing short stories in English. Every day, I challenged myself to use what Grandma had taught me. Sometimes I still made mistakes, but now I was not afraid of them. I knew they were part of the process, just like Grandma had said. Years later, I would look back on those lessons with Grandma and realize how much they had shaped my life. Thanks to her, I did not just learn a language. I learned how to be curious, how to be patient, and how to never stop growing. And whenever I spoke English, I remembered the love and care that Grandma had put into every lesson. Her secret was not just about learning words or sentences. It was about embracing the journey of learning and being open to the world. I will never forget Grandma's lessons, and I will carry them with me forever. The end.